Welcome, friends. I'm so happy to have you here and to be pulling some cards for you this month. I'm hoping it becomes a regular monthly thing that I can offer you, and it is a collective reading, so take what you need from it. If certain things resonate, really listen to those things, and if other things don't resonate, leave them to one side. This is a message for anyone who is listening in this moment, particularly in May, okay? We're about to traverse into the threshold of this Scorpio full moon, okay? So things in the air, in the energy are feeling very lunar, but also very underground, very emotional, very deep. So if you can resonate with those feelings, even to begin with, I just want to recognize that this is a collective energy as well, because we are moving into Scorpio full moon, which in the tarot is ruled by the death card. And so if you've been feeling in the lead up to this moon, perhaps even a letting go or a shedding, or things that you're coming up against where you feel I can't do this anymore, or there's a feeling of needing to unburden yourself with certain stories or people or energies or actions or habits that you have, then know that this is real and true, and it is collectively being felt. Okay, so today I'm going to pull us some cards from a deck called Tarot for All Ages. I really love the visuals, and I was called to pull cards from this one. I kind of meditated on which of my decks I wanted to pull in for this particular reading. And I also pulled an oracle card for us prior to this. I wanted to make sure I had some time to digest it. And I'll share that when it feels right to kind of go there. The oracle deck is the Woodland Wardens by Jessica Roux, beautiful artist. So we'll shuffle our cards and just tap in. You might like to even close down your eyes as I begin to shuffle the cards and really connect to the message that is wanting to come through today and in this moment for you, for the collective. You might take a fuller breath into the belly and a full exhale out the mouth, arriving, settling into what this reading has to offer. Beautiful. So we got the Two of Cups. And these beautiful creatures are almost sharing their energy, okay? They're in this symbiotic understanding of each other. And the animals on the card, I would say it's like a pigeon and a cat. Maybe animals we don't usually put together as well, okay? But the cups, the fountains which they're drinking from seem to communicate very clearly, very abundantly, and they know how to speak their truth to one another. And so what I would suggest this month is to really stay close to the people that understand you, to really keep communicating in a way that feels open and nourishing, and that is going to support you through this month of May. Okay, I say this as well because we get the Guardian of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords in this deck. And the Queen of Swords for me is always a card that is very much about speaking your truth. She is very much connected to the throat, and really with her sword she cuts through with her words. Sometimes her words are few, but they are powerful. And so excuse me, That's the truth coming through there. She is powerful in the way that she skillfully uses her words and speaks her truth and sits in her power. And so she's really coming through for us to be strong in our voice, in our knowledge, in our wisdom, in our truth, in our understanding of who we are. This Two of Cups is almost a way of saying, when you pair it with the people in your life that love you, that know you, that understand you for all your intricacies, for all those little dynamics that sometimes we don't even understand truly ourselves, they act as mirrors for us to then be able to really come forth and communicate the truth out into the world. Okay. The other card we received was the Four of Swords. Okay. And I feel like this also connects to what I've already started to say, in that, first of all, the animal that comes up is the owl. Okay. And for me, owl is wisdom. And we're kind of trying to almost extract that wisdom this month. We're trying to really get to the root of our essence, our truth, our way of speaking our truth as well. The Four of Swords for me is always a card in which invites us to also rest, to also be more in slumber, in dreamlike worlds, in repose. And so I encourage you also to start thinking about maybe the conversations that you need to be having. Maybe they don't happen in May, but they need to happen. And you're almost kind of sitting with the answers this month in order for the wisdom to bubble up. Okay, maybe you're having the conversations with friends around a specific decision you're needing to make, or a specific change you're wanting to make. As I was saying that, I'm also thinking, like, if you have a therapist, this is a beautiful place to also be in communication around these thoughts or patterns that you're maybe wanting to break the cycle on. But I also really encourage you to come to find stillness this month, because in stillness we also find our own inner truth. Our own inner stillness illuminates our wisdom, illuminates what is true for us. It kind of strips away the noise of the world that we inherently take on, and it allows us to be true to who we are and true to what we need to accomplish, what we need to offer the world. I think this is a perfect time to also bring in our companion from the Woodland Wardens. So we got the elk and ash tree. Okay, and as soon as I pulled this card, I wrote, things that have been burnt down are rebuilding. And I think that came from the idea of ash, and how when we burn things down, what remains is this ash powder, this darker matter. Okay, and so I would suggest that this month is also going to be one of challenge, one of one that maybe challenges our exterior world, like our interior world, because of what is happening in the exterior. Okay, and you can't properly see it, but it says strength at the bottom there. Okay, and so the elk is here to also remind us of our own strength, to also remind us that we must gather our strength for the journey ahead. Within the book itself, it said, the elk covers great distances over difficult terrain. It has strength and endurance. And so this is also a time and a month where we might be covering great distances. It might be feeling like we're living multiple lives and multiple worlds. and that things are moving at a pace that we quite don't understand. And I want you to remember during this month that you have strength, that you are able to endure. Okay. As I was pulling that card, I also felt that we needed this journal prompt. How can you remind yourself of your own strength? So, through this month, as you're kind of almost navigating or investigating what needs to be brought to light, what conversations need to be had, what dynamics need to change, I also want you to remember or have something that acts as a pillar of strength, something that reminds you of your own internal strength. And so I can give some suggestions here, like a rest practice, say yoga nidra or restorative yoga. Those for me are practices that allow me to notice my own strength. Walking in nature, meditating in nature, being around children who see the present moment. Okay, there are lots of ways that we can remind ourselves of our own strength, maybe even strength training. Okay, think of something that suits you and see if you can integrate that into your life this month, that you can stay strong with that practice so that it allows you to be in communication, to rest with your wisdom, and to speak it out into the world. That is where I'm going to leave this month's pull. I hope that it serves you, that it offers the wisdom and nourishment that you are needing in this moment. And if it resonated, leave me a comment. If certain cards are speaking to you, leave me a comment. It's always lovely to hear how these cards are offering wisdom and truth out in the world. Thank you.